think.
What is going on, everybody? Episode 124 or 125 WIwrestle podcast. What's going on,
No
dude?
way. Really?
What?
125?
It's been a while.
Damn. There's so many.
I went back and listened to
Which
one
one?
where we're in your old apartment. We're going to be in our studio soon. That's
What made you feel like we want to go back and listen to one of those bad boys?
I was going back to try to find. Oh, it was because I went way back to try to find the Norski from the first year we streamed it because I was curious of what scoreboards they used. And as I was in my big deep dive, I was like,
Mm.
let's see what we're working with. And I went all the way back to that podcast. It was some random podcast. I don't know what we were debating. We were talking about wrestlebacks at state and how crazy it was that there was just single elimination.
Yeah, for D2 and D3, how similar.
Yeah.
Look how that's changed.
It has changed full circle. We're so close to getting in that damn studio. I was on AT&T the other day. You can't get internet to the same address, so you have to file a location change for that unit that we're in. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So if anyone's used Starlink, let me know what you think. I've seen very good things about Starlink. I'm starting to go that route. An ISP through AT&T is kind of
The
making
only
me mad.
the only time I've heard Starlink, I mean, we don't have to do all. Wait, so we don't. You're saying we can't get internet through AT&T? Also, the only time I've heard Starlink to work is when people are flying in like a private jet. I
Well,
was
they've
like,
got Starlink's got business now. It's kind of crazy. I mean, the upload speeds are great, but so essentially, the unit that we're in doesn't have a unit number. It's just the same address as the main building. For us to get internet, we'd have to differentiate our address from the main. So it'd be the same address, but then like unit one. But we have to file that through the post office, and it takes like 6 to 8 weeks, they said, because they have to
huh.
address change. So you're essentially creating a. And I'm on the phone with this dude. He's like, "Yeah, it's going to take a while," and I was like, "I don't want to hear that. 6 to 8 weeks. We're going to be through season." But I don't know. We'll figure it out. But 18 or not AT&T, Starlink, dude, they got business now. We can get 500 download. That's not bad. That's more than we need to use. But we will be in the studio later for. We said this last time. We're going to have a special guest in today. We have a little schedule mix up, but that will be coming out hopefully later today. Give us a little preview. What do you got coming up? You're working on a little blog.
Yeah, we have so much. I went to Madison yesterday and went to practice and just filmed practice. So we've talked about this, Jake. We really ourselves, and you know what? I think when you're making content, like what do you come up with content? You come up with stuff that you like because chances are a lot of other people probably like to see it too. You know what I'm saying? Like you also want to make stuff that you enjoy doing most of the time. But the so like for the video, I went to Wisconsin yesterday and I filmed practice and it was really great. I like those type of videos. So it'll come out hopefully today. We have our guests in studio later, and then I'm gonna come home and try to finish editing that and get it posted. So it's kind of like a little vlog, but it's more of just like a behind the scenes of practice. You'll see like Coach Bono just like coaching practice, the guys drilling and then kind of scrapping a little harder, and it's just like different cuts of practice is really all it is. Coach Bono talked they were kind of doing a little bit, but other than that, it's just watching the guys in the room getting an inside look a little bit at practice. It's not like your traditional full on like short clip vlogs. It's just a little bit longer of I don't know. I really enjoy watching those sort of things, seeing how a room is being run and things like that. And from that regard, I thought it was a really great practice to actually just kind of just by luck. I texted them the day before, I was like, hey, I think I'm going to come tomorrow. They're like, sounds good. And kind of by luck, I got to be there for, I thought was a good practice to just kick back 15, 20 minutes and just watch some film, watch some wrestling of it. So that's coming out. We'll get overreactions in, filmed hopefully today, posted hopefully tomorrow. And then we have a handful of different articles, obviously, as always, coming out, different things about the Highlander, some college stuff with D1 and D3, nationally ranked natives, D2, stuff like that. And then there's a few other things like always that we're always trying to get out. So there's tons of stuff, Jake. You know this obviously. So
Crazy.
and we're
Because
so busy right now. We're trying to get these events and things too
um,
squared away, and then we got the Highlander stuff, and then you're trying to plan for stuff in the future. It's like
well, it's kind of
all
nuts.
over the place
We're
right now.
planning our spring and summer already.
Yeah,
Big things that come with that. But
we don't normally do that so well.
well, now we're on top of it. I really hope we lock in the venue that we're working on. I think that'd be a really cool location.
I do too, but I need them to freaking lock it in now. Otherwise, I got to find another venue.
Yeah. Um,
I can't wait around.
I wonder what the breakdown is for Madison in terms of if, say, you have, I don't know, we'll just say 30 practices a month. How many practices is Bono running? How many practices
Mm,
is Reader running? Does Cassiope? Does Model? Because like when I was at Mizzou, every day there was someone different. It was like a
really?
rotating door. It was if it was a top day, Maple or Smith. If it was a hand fight day, it was Todd. Dom would run a couple practices. I know Tool's running a bunch of practices. Like I don't know how many you've been to, but is it mostly a Bono running the show, or I'm just curious. It's
Yeah.
interesting to see what different rooms are using their
Well, I
assistants.
got.
Are they more
Well, my
wrestling with the
thought.
guys?
First
Or are they
off,
more coaching?
my gut reaction right off the bat with what you said, how Mizzou has a different person running every day. My initial thought, like instantly as soon as you said it, I don't think I would like that. I genuinely don't think I would like that. I want to be essentially like if I'm going somewhere, yes, I obviously am going to like and enjoy the coaching staff, and maybe you have your individual coach, but like I don't want to say be in their system, but like if I'm running a practice, I want to know that, all right, today we're working bottom and tomorrow we're working bottom stuff. And the next day we're working bottom stuff. And that doesn't mean you don't trickle in like a little bit on the feet, but like I don't want to be switching what I'm doing
Well,
for
then you would have
coaching
hated three
every day.
stations.
Because what's that?
You would have hated three stations.
Yeah. Oh, this is a possibility. I mean, yes and no, because
Three
like sometimes
stations,
you
30 minutes, top, bottom, neutral. Three different coaches. We do that like every Tuesday.
I
Those
don't,
are long.
yeah, so I could see doing that in short term with like a camp and stuff, but like I don't know, like if you and obviously my experience is where I went to college and then obviously coaching with AWA, but like Coach Messenbrink, Ben, Max, like they have a whole like schedule of what they want to get through. And if they get through it, great. But then it also builds off the next one and the next one. And then they trickle in some and then sometimes that turns into the review and then you get into the new stuff. Maybe you review for 20 minutes of the bottom stuff you've been doing for the last week and a half, 2 weeks or something, and then you trickle in the new technique of neutral and then something like that. So yeah, like I can see doing a couple different positions. But like the repetition of I don't like the idea of like working a position and then not working it again until like 3 more days or like until next week. Like that's just me. So there's that. But you were saying in the room for Madison, I've been to a couple practices. When Coach Bono and Coach Reader took over, actually, I feel like I've told this before. I was still in college and I was going up there. Man, it was a long drive for me. I know high school guys are doing this now, but I was college kid at Oshkosh, obviously, and I was driving like twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week for the spring. And they just like let me come to RTC practices. So I would just drive up and go to RTC practice all the time. And at that time, we were just like it felt like every practice we were just grinding until for a while when Ben came in, they would slow it down and he would do a lot of technique days and stuff. But other than that, I felt like we were grinding. Lately, especially yesterday's practice when I was there, I think we were on the phone talking about this on my way home, or maybe I texted you. I can't remember which. But they were doing more technique. I wouldn't say they were doing the full bringing it in where sometimes you take a seat and you talk through the technique and do it that way. But they were more, it was technique in terms of this is what we're looking for with the positioning, or this is how we're looking for you to finish it. It wasn't just like no talk, just go right to it. So I definitely think it's changed. Also, I found this stood out to me when I was there. Coach Bono had said, because yesterday we went pretty hard. Today we're gonna go pretty hard again. Tomorrow they're off, and then we'll start to obviously we'll get a good one, short one in on Thursday and taper off Friday, Saturday, compete Sunday. Which in my head I'm like that makes total sense. But so what I keyed in on is he said on Tuesday yesterday He said, we're gonna go pretty hard today. And I'm there and I watched the practice and I was like, and I told you this, I was like, man, when he said they were going pretty hard today, not what I expected from what I watched. I was like, that was not pretty. The old Coach Bono, like 6-7 years ago, however long they've been there, I was like, a pretty hard day is like you're hating it yourself, like it's hard. And I was like, I've been through significantly harder practices than what I was expecting when he said pretty hard day. I felt like they had a good solid practice is what it felt like on Tuesday. So maybe it was a choice of words, but I don't know. I kind of settled in on, I was like, all right, it's probably they're gonna scrap a lot today. And they did it. They sparred. They did 10 minutes of sparring. Then they had like a light 10 minutes top bottom work. And then they did I don't even want to call it like hard drilling because they were drilling on their own. It wasn't like you had to do completion reps or you had to like this guy goes for 60 seconds. This guy it was back and forth, but it was just like a college room. Like you would drill / spar to it, and then they did an actual spar. So yeah, you'll see on the video. But I thought that was interesting. So I don't know. That was a lot. Sorry.
No, I like it. I'm excited for the video. But that's
I enjoy watching those.
let's get into a little high school talk. Aquinas Quad, you made the trek out to La Crosse on Friday night. Give us the breakdown. Aquinas comes out on top.
Yeah, that drive home, Jake. Oh, I told a couple of people, they're like, "Where are you staying tonight?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm driving back." They're like, "Oh boy," I was like, "Yeah," and I didn't realize it was supposed to snow until I walked outside afterwards, and I was like, "Oh, the roads are completely covered right now," and I have what's supposed to be a 3.5 hour drive home. It took a bit longer than that, unfortunately. But the quad itself was really great. I'm glad I was there. I talked about it on the stream a few times. It was just like very welcoming. People were prepared, knew what they were doing. But the people there were very friendly, which makes you enjoy. If you make a trip like that across the state, it makes it a lot easier when people are very welcoming and friendly. But on top of it, really great wrestling. I thought the duel with West Salem and Aquinas was very interesting. West Salem's obviously unranked in D2, but they came to scrap early, and it was a good duel early. Aquinas started to run away with it, but it was a pretty good duel early, which was fun. I'm trying to think. The crowds, as they got later into the like when Aquinas and WIwrestle wrestled each other, the crowds really started getting into it, and they got a little hostile. At the end, there was WIwrestle parents were yelling at the ref, telling him he was a terrible ref, and one parent got warned and stuff like that. And I was like, I was kind of like, you know what? I like when you toe the line a little bit. Don't go over it, but I like when you're getting into it, and you kind of. I enjoy it, that you're supporting your team. I mentioned it several times. I don't know if you watched any of it, Jake. I actually really loved the reffing. I thought the refs at that quad did a really great job. I know it's a lot easier to be upset and blame the refs when your team loses, which is what obviously happened to WIwrestle. But overall, sure, can you make a bad call here and there? Sure. But like overall, I thought the reffing was really great. You would love this. They called fast falls the entire night, but were super consistent with how they were calling it. It was like, if you're going on your back, they're slapping the mat pretty damn quick. And I was like, that's how it should be. Don't go to your back. Like if you're on your back, there's no, oh, my shoulder was up.
Some of those calls, it's like they're down there all day. Get him a pillow. Like, let's just call this thing like, I don't know. If you can get held on your back for that long, and it's just like, oh my gosh.
They were smacking the mat quick, man. And it's like, you know what? Because like you'll see, shut up. You're on your back. I don't care. Like, don't go to your back. And then you don't have that problem. And it's like, well, it's hard. It's like, well, I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, so I loved it. They were calling quick falls. They were letting the guys wrestle a bunch. So from that standpoint, it was really great. Mason Chambers, I know he's in the voting of the week for wrestler of the week. I watched it happen. He just went like they went upper body once right in the first period. He had double unders and he tried tossing them and stuff. And then they just kind of kept going back to the upper body stuff. What's that?
He's a pinning machine.
You can see why. He's wrestling Ham, who's obviously very good. And he's just like attacking these upper body ties, like wanting to, I don't want to say ragdoll him wrong. You're not ragdolling him, but like that's how he's wrestling, right? He's not afraid to just let it fly. And sometimes obviously that can be to your detriment, but the more you get into those positions, the more comfortable you are going to be because you're regularly there than the person
100%.
that you're putting there. Um, and yeah, he ended up hitting like a hip toss at I think in the second period, and he stuck him, which was really impressive. Flaggy, he stuck Quaintance, who was number 2 at his weight in the state in his division. So that was like a
He's a
statement.
lock.
No, that was a statement match. I felt like from Flaggy because they're 1 and 2 in the state. Quaintance obviously won state last year as a state champ, and I mean he was literally up 8-0. Turned him again, and if he got off his back, he would have been up 12-0, but he just stuck him instead. It was a
Crazy.
dominating match, and I didn't see that coming.
Fleagy going to college
It's
somewhere?
solid, but what's that?
Fleagy going to college somewhere? I'm sure he is.
I've heard. I know some coaches that have spoke to him, but I've heard that he has not decided if he wants to do the college route or not yet. Is what I've heard. I really hope I get to see him wrestle because I know his brother wrestles at lacrosse.
He's just got a lot of really strong college attributes. If you're good on top going into college and hold really good position, you're kind of like a step up.
And if you can find a coach or like a room that
Can perfect those top skills,
they're gonna take you to another type of level. Yes, I'm bullish on places, obviously, because of connections I have with in-state schools. But I really hope I see him at I think he's would do great at Division 2. And just with the coaches, how they kind of wrestle there. Like you look at guys like Warchek and Corrigan and et cetera, like they're hammers on top. And there's no secret for me in that. It's like Craig and Nick and then even Ron. Yeah. So anyways, I don't know if he's doing college or not for sure. I really hope he does though. But that was kind of my big takeaways. And then Aquinas, Wiwrestle, my final thoughts on that duel. Wiwrestle fans, you'll be happy to hear this maybe. That was 5 at least lead changes. I think they're like that duel comes around again at the state finals, or team state at some point. Wiwrestle can absolutely win that duel, absolutely. I don't think they're all that far off. I think it got secured at like the second to last match is when the win was like fully secured. But I think they can win that duel. They just need a couple of things to go differently. Maybe some bonus points not given up / getting in that regard, like as good as Flaggy is, I'm not picking him to stick Quaintance next time. You know what I mean? So that could make it.
Based on that score, he was dominating. That's kind of crazy.
He was dominating. I mean, he turned him once. He took him down. He turned him on top. And then I don't remember how he got to 8. Maybe 2. He got a takedown, 4-point near fall, I thought. And then he was up 8-0. And then, he got another 4 before he was getting that 4 as he stuck him. So I think they can – I think that will be a good duel again if they meet. But – I don't know what the result is. I haven't looked yet, but somebody in the chat might have seen this. Mineral Point wrestled Aquinas last night.
Let's look it up.
And that's obviously a big duel in Division 3 because, as we were just talking about, Aquinas is 1, and then Mineral Point, I believe, they're 3 or 4. No, Cedar Grove, Belgium's 3. Mineral Point, I think, is 4.
According to
5, maybe. No,
according to USA bracketing, there's no result inputted.
Yeah, so that's the thing is they don't put it in right away. Usually, coaches take a while. Yeah, Osceola is in different division. It goes Aquinas, CGB, Wiwrestle now, Auburndale, Mineral Points at 5. So that would be a big duel. I don't know if anybody's watching that was there last night and saw the result. That won't get put in till later, but.
Nope, Aquinas beat Point 35-26 according to Aquinas' Instagram. Kind of beat him up.
35-26, yeah, that's a big one though. So good job, Aquinas.
So I'll just read through the quick scores of the Aquinas quad. Wiwrestle took out Marathon in round 1, 35-23. Aquinas West Salem 43-35. I watched a little bit of that one before I had set up West Salem with those pins, dude. They got some pinners.
They did. That's exactly what they did.
Aquinas over Marathon 56-24. Waiwega
So
over West Salem 40-38. So really solid duel.
that came down to the end. That was a good one.
That's a fun one. West Salem and Marathon 40-35. And then Aquinas over Waiwega 45-30. Aquinas was your champ. Waiwega was second. West Salem third. Marathon fourth. So very solid quad.
And so some of those teams like Wyweega is a good example, Marathon's a good example. It's like, and I'm sure there's others. They can kind of compete with Aquinas at the lower weights. Like Wyweega's got a solid string of lower weight guys creeping into the middle weights. Same with Marathon. Obviously, they've got the Underwoods and Stencil, and they've got a handful of guys in those low weights that are pretty heavy hitters. But the reason Aquinas, I think, is just separate. Like they've had the closed stools. They did it with West Salem a little bit, but then all of a sudden you get to like Hargrove's weight, whatever weight he's wrestling at, because he's flipped around a little bit. Once you get there, it's just like it doesn't let up. The other teams kind of lose a little steam on who they have in, like, say, the rankings or like the really good guys on their team, and then Aquinas just doesn't let up. They just have another 3-4 guys, and then you cap it off with one of the nationally ranked guys in the country, Tyson Martin is your heavyweight. It's just there's no let off the gas for them. So the next team that I think could be really dangerous, and I'm really curious to see how this duel goes, but they're creeping up. Cedar Grove, Belgium.
Yeah.
That's the one, Jake, because they have not wrestled yet, and Cedar Grove, Belgium leads in their most recent set of rankings. They lead all Division III teams with ranked wrestlers. They have 8 guys in the state rankings. So
that's nuts, actually.
Yeah, that's it's pretty impressive. So that's the team that I think could watch out for them. They could compete with all of them, I think.
So really good night at the quad. I will say one thing. We got I don't know if you saw this dude on Facebook. I think he might have messaged me or commented. I don't know. He's been all over the place. The overreactions of D3 is dead was no shot at D3 as we don't like D3. I mean, this was your overreaction. But the overreaction was that a couple years ago, D3 teams were like arguably could be beating the best teams in D1, D2, right?
Fenimore it was a year that I've never seen 3 teams that good. Kakano was so good, Casco was unreal, and Fenimore was unreal.
And so it's not that we don't like D3. It just was a fun little reaction. It clearly worked because dude wrote a novel. Like, and no disrespect to D3. I mean, you went to a D3 school the day after saying that you went to the school. Like, you literally said D3's dead. And you said it about Aquinas, and then you showed up at Aquinas. So that's just ironic. But we love D3. We love D2. We like wrestling. Like, there's no disrespect to them or any of the D3 wrestlers or teams or whatever it is. But I thought that was interesting. I wanted to say that.
It's a great time to make that reaction. They just took 4th at the Duffy as the #1 team. They lost to an unranked team, and that was in Division 1 and 2
and it's kind of the point of overreactions. I think there was somebody. Someone commented on YouTube, I think. I don't know what the comment was. It might have been D3, but I was like, well, the overreaction worked. It's working.
Hot takes, bro. You just got to have hot takes. It is true, though. Like, if you think about it, like, how good a few years ago was Fenimore? Unreal. The only teams that could beat those 3 teams were each other. And the damn shame of that? They didn't wrestle each other. And that's all I wanted was those 3 teams to wrestle. And I remember that year, Casco had like 9 state medalists or something like that. It was absurd. Indeed, too. Fenimore was crazy. Kakon, obviously, I think at that point won their 3rd in a row, 4th in a row. And every group of fan bases was like, there's no way in hell we're losing to that other team. Some were a little bit more like, all right, I think this could be close. But then each fan base was, the teams for that matter, were like, there's no way. Because, I mean, they were that good. But guess what? Someone's losing when you wrestle that. Like, someone's got to lose if you did a little round robin between those 3 teams. But that's one of those situations.
I wonder what school has the most state medalists in a year. I was just talking about Penn State and how they went 10 for 10. What, obviously, 14 for 14.
Penn State hasn't gone 10 for 10 yet, have they?
Yeah,
I thought Minnesota's the only one.
Didn't Penn State do it like last year or 2 years ago?
Did they?
Almost positive.
I didn't realize they did. If they did,
I think it was the year that Davis placed because he didn't place last year or the year before. I don't know, but
Davis didn't place as the 1 seed. I thought.
he didn't that year, but I think he did the next year.
Hmm. Okay. That
But
would have been last year. It would have been the year if they didn't go
maybe
10.
maybe I'm off on that. But
Okay.
what is the most state medalists for a school in was WIA history? Like, has a team
1 year.
gotten?
Just in
Yeah,
1 year.
I'm assuming Rapids. Didn't
My
Rapids?
first thought, my
Well,
first inclination would be Rapids because the 1 year I think they had 7 in the finals, and I'm thinking,
like
all right, that's seventh
disgusting
place.
amount.
There's no way you didn't have a couple others just sneak into the podium.
Because like that 1 year, Arrowhead had like 4 finalists, but they had no one else. So there's
Right.
4.
Athens maybe back in the day when they were like absurdly good. And what division did they compete in at that time? Was it always like
Yeah.
D2 or D3?
We're gonna get
So like
flamed. We don't know our
if they were a nationally ranked team competing in Division 3, like they may have
just
had
steamrolled
12.
everybody.
Yeah, they were steamrolling people as it was, so they may have had like 12 medalists or something in the top 4. I don't know.
I mean, is it are we looking at 9+? Like, has anyone gotten double digits? I mean, that would be nuts to have that many. That's
Yeah, I don't know because I think Casco's was 9 a few years ago, wasn't it? Or maybe it was 6. Maybe it was 6. I might be
because we look.
stretching.
I mean, the reason I think that is like Cedar Grove, Belgium, with 8 ranked guys. I mean, what are the odds that those 8 are all medal contending? I mean, that's kind of nuts. But someone knows that stat. That'd be sweet. But we'll.
Or what's the highest number you guys do know? We'll see if anybody can beat it.
Yeah. I'm gonna make a Facebook. I'm gonna make a post about that. Drop below what is your team's record for most medalists.
I
That'd
like
be.
that.
But keep moving. Norski invite. I was there on Saturday. A great
Yeah,
time.
how'd you think?
Dude, it was awesome. I love kind of like what you said about Aquinas. I love when I go to a school, and I had never met any of the people at DeForest. I've talked to them on the phone, so it was nice to meet people face to face. Just like Aquinas, just like most of the schools we go to, very welcoming. They had their stuff down to a science. Corey was kind of the main. I don't know Corey's role in all of it, but he was kind of the main guy setting everything up. And I looked at him. I'm like, dude, you guys have this shit like figured out. And he was like, you do it for long enough. He's like, we got it down to a science. I mean, they had it to where like the mat tape couldn't go on the gym floor. So like they had a guy that like he knew exactly. They did painter's tape to the seams. That went on the floor. I mean, everything was down. It was perfect. And DeForest or 2 active ports in their gym was very nice. That was a nice surprise. I was like, yes. But great setup, great event, a lot of fun wrestling. Have never been to DeForest before, so it was fun to be at a new school.
They take pride in their coach's room. Did you recognize that?
I didn't even go into the coach's room.
Oh,
I know, sad. But they had a really good concession stand. I don't know why I didn't. I usually do venture out. Oh, I don't know. We did. A lot of people liked the gear. I was very happy with that. But anyways, a really good final at 106. There was a lot of great ranked matchups. Definitely not the firepower of some of the events we've been to, but like the finals were very entertaining.
competitive and entertaining.
Ranked final at 106 with number 2 Monorail of Oconomowoc and number 5 Weber. 11-8 win for Weber. That was a really fun one. So that's a little shakeup in the ranking. The kind of the highlight of the finals, whether it's a good highlight or a bad highlight, was 113 with that call.
Dorhorst and Lubinsky.
Dorhorst, Lubinsky were scrapping. Dorhorst had a beautiful low ankle shot in the second period. I was like, there's no way he doesn't score this. But obviously, Lubinsky, great scrambler, is at North Shore. He knew how to navigate that position with ease. Stalemate. Dorhorst gets a beautiful takedown in the third period, goes up 4-1. So now it's 4-2 with an escape. Lubinsky's in on a shot, gets him up, plants him. Buzzer goes off. But so this is one of those positions where, and we've talked about this, is like if there's no change in the position after a few seconds, I don't understand when refs call 3. So if they're in this position for 2, 3, 4 seconds, then they decide to award it. What's changed, right? Like nothing's changed. So I don't know if it was like a pressure call or whatnot, but if you look at our socials, Dorhorst had that whizzer. I think no 3.
I saw the clip. I agree. I
think you
agree.
either have to get around the.
He's on his hip, and now he's covering him. But you tell me if Levinsky, like, go ahead, climb up. Like, just climb up. Because you can't, because he has that wizard. So the second you try to do that, you're losing the whole thing, and he gets off. Like, I don't think there's a takedown there. And I like Levinsky, but I didn't think that was a takedown from what I saw in that one angle.
Yeah, they called the 3. Lord, I didn't like it. The assistant ref comes over. They discuss. They waive it. But definitely savvy by Doorhorse to keep that whizzer. I mean, Coach Endress in the corner was like, literally keep the whizzer. That was your saving grace. But a very good scrap, a really fun match. It was one of those matches where it was low scoring, but like if you know what you're looking for, it was very entertaining. These dudes are very solid. So that was a really fun match. Good final at 138, I believe, with Spurley of Dodgeville, number 5, and number 6, Fahey. Fahey looked great all tournament. Excited to watch him at the Highlander. Carson Bussin also, Partyville.
He's in such a deep bracket, if I remember right.
Yes, well, more on that. Carson Bussin looked really solid. He's number 4 in D3. He took out number 4 Johnson in D2, 11-6, and then the last thing I got from the Norski was Kellen Wolbert made a statement. I mean, kind of going into the match, I kind of figured that's what would happen. But Auberg kept it close in the first, wrestled him really hard, was getting to his underhook. Kellen kind of like forced like a. Auberg kept getting to this like kind of underhook position, which led Kellen to kind of being like a kind of an over-under, but not a great over-under position. He kind of like hipped in, kind of like almost lat drop. Auberg kind of just planted him to his back. They roll through, no points. And I was like, dang, like Auberg's kind of holding his own on his feet. Kept getting that underhook, was slowing Kellen down, couldn't get to his stuff. And then a very methodical, beautiful single leg. Great finish, just climbed the leg, got to the body, got his 3. Auberg's damn good on top, though. He rode for a while. But once Kellen escaped, it was just takedown central. But that's 1 and 2 in the state. We're going to maybe see that again on Friday night. So that was a fun one.
That's another good. I mean, every bracket is absurd. Well, except for like 2.
215 is kind of weak. It's always funny. They're like, you look at all these. There's a couple weights at every tournament where it's like loaded.
No, 215 I think is pretty good. This one.
175 is the lone weight that has a singular ranked wrestler.
Yeah.
But and then I guess the one more thing from Norski. Dude, Hawken, it's crazy to think a couple years ago it was little guy. And they were
little beauty guy.
His parents are obviously like a little worried about his growth. Dude, he's huge. Like he's big now. It's crazy. He's 165. It's crazy to think like Kellen's 150. Like to think that he is now jumped that. But
Kellen only grows wider now.
Yeah.
He does not grow vertically.
But man, it's just every time Hawken wrestles, I'm just in awe. The way he moves. And when people are light and then they get really big, dude, it's kind of an advantage, I think.
Oh, I think a lot of people would agree that
when you hit that growth spurt late and you're kind of always maybe not wrestling up a weight, but you're always undersized, you learn to move in such a weird way that like the speed and time is just a little bit different than what these big guys that are always big are used to. And the way he can navigate drags and his shots and just his positioning is like
faster.
He's one step ahead.
And you're so much more comfortable shooting to the legs. You don't even think about, oh, this guy's bigger. It's like, he's not bigger actually anymore. You're the same size. But like when you're a big guy and you're 215, you kind of second guess about shooting a head inside single. When you started at, I don't know, 106 pounds and you worked your way up, you don't double, like you've been doing this for 10 years. You don't, second guess shooting a head inside single. You're like, I'm going to shoot a damn head inside single. And guess what? These guys don't experience it, so they don't even know how to defend it super well.
Yeah.
Just like a low, like when you were a big guy and you were attacking low singles like crazy, it's like, how many big guys are attacking a low single?
Very
Not
few.
many. and they don't know how the hell to defend it. When you split the middle and waterfall, they're like, "What the hell do I do now?" It's like this.
Give me my takedown. Give me my takedown.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, that is definitely an advantage. Um, I'm reading the comments here. Ted, 6 champs for Mineral Point. So if they had 6 champs, I wonder how many placers they had.
6 champs.
That's nuts. 1995.
Athens D3. Well, what comment are you reading? I'm reading in Facebook.
I'm on Facebook.
Oh, I don't see that.
Oh, that's
All right,
nuts.
well,
6 champs. Those coaches must have been comfy in the corner.
comments must be shadow banned. Some of them. I see Athens D3 and 3. So I don't
Weird. I
know.
don't see. Huh.
And they all just popped up now.
I hate when Facebook does that. They
Shadow-
they auto filter some stuff out, and then you have to like click to unhide it, or you have to go to all comments. It's like, just give me all the comments.
Yeah.
Especially if it's my damn page. I should be able to see all the comments.
I see Snapdown. I see Steve said idea: take team champions, runner up, and have a 16 bracket for biggest cheese team tournament.
That'd be impossible.
Well, I have explored this a little bit, Jake. We have. I'll tell you right now. We can't do it out of season because everyone is immediately into freestyle, and kids are no longer at the weight classes they were at. So that kind of goes out the window. So we explored trying to take previous year champ teams, starting a tournament with that, like a very, very good tournament. Previous year champ teams can automatically accept an offer to go. The one pushback on that, a lot of teams were interested, but the one pushback that we were finding, this was a couple of years ago, was basically if you took like 7th or 8th,
it would be a revolving door.
You didn't have a guarantee that you would be invited back to the tournament the following year, and the coaches want to know that they can come back. But that was the goal for that, was to keep it prestigious and then give the returning state, like you'd give the returning state champ teams they've earned the right to have a spot. And you didn't want to make the tournament super big. You only wanted to do like max of 8 or 6 teams or something. So we've toyed with the idea, haven't found a perfect recipe to do it yet, but we have people that would be willing. So maybe something in the future here.
But yeah, that'd be fun. Keep it moving here. Shout out Combat Corner. Check them out. Go to our website, hit shop. It will take you directly to their website to see all of our awesome merchandise. In addition to our awesome merchandise, they've got, I mean, literally anything you guys need. Shoes, singlets, shirts, sweatshirts, boxing gloves. I mean, literally anything. Plus, with state rolling around the corner, you guys need team state shirts, individual state shirts. They will be able to get it in production for you guys. So make sure to check them out. CombatCorner.com.
Yeah, I do know that some people ask, they're like, "Oh man, we don't have the size that we need or you have and whatnot." And hey, it's on. If you go to the website, on the website, we have a link for it on our website too. But if you go to the website, boom, we have all sizes that would be in stock or all on there. So if we don't have it in person, check the website and they'll ship it to you.
Speaking of that, I just texted you what we need for reloading for Highlander. That was a good reminder.
Oh man, you're supposed to send that to me like 2 days ago. Let me see if I can get it in time.
Warrior Women's Challenge went down on Saturday. Always a great day of wrestling up at Wausau. Couple quick results from that. Dylan Albrecht is up for Wrestler of the Week voting.
I think it's Dillian.
Dylan?
I thought.
Well, let's go Albrecht, the lighter Albrecht sister.
I was going to say there's 2 of them.
She drops down to 100 pounds, and
or maybe it's Dylan. Maybe it's just spelled differently and it's just Dylan.
we need like
somebody help me out.
But she drops down to 100 and takes out number 1 O'Connell, 10-0 in the finals. So drop a weight, and now you're new number 1. I mean, dominated. So that's very impressive. Number 7 Sonnentag over number 3 Stewart. We know how good Stewart was having her freshman season. That was so number 7 over number 3. That was for third at 114 pounds. Bianchi wins that weight. And then number 4, Kylie Krasinski of Nina with a big pin in the semis over number 3 Johnson of Menasha. But then Maddie Peach, just too much to handle. She comes in the finals and sticks Krasinski in the first period. So those are kind of the big results that I saw. Everything kind of else went to chalk. Other random results that I found from around the state. Dude, number one at 190, Reed Falk is on an absolute tear this season. He is
He has
I'm adding him as a lock. He is
been.
landed Grow by Tech, like 21 to, they just dominated him. He's beaten, I think, a few other people in the top 10. And then this past weekend, he beat number 2 Sprangers of Kakana, also by Tech. So he's Tech number 2 and 4, and I think he's also beaten 3. I mean, he's on an absolute tear. He was a Fargo All-American. He's looking really good for Middleton. Other results, Stern Rice of Marshfield took out Landon Bogard by fall in the finals. Bogard, if he's going to lose, he's probably going to get pinned. We didn't see the match, but I think Bogard up until this point had 3 losses, 2 to Catsby, which were pins. I think Catsby lost to Bogard.
No.
No, Catsby lost to Bogard. Those are Catsby's 2 losses, and they didn't affect him because of D1. But then Crandall beat Bogard by fall in like the last couple seconds. Bogard does some weird stuff, but that was an interesting
Bogard
result.
just likes to go big a lot.
He does go big a lot. And then
It's fun to watch.
number 3 Sanchez in D3 out of Shiocton. He drops from 144 and takes out number 2 in D2 Crandall in a fun final that was 10-8 at the Freedom Irish
Dude,
Invitational.
Sternweiss, I don't mean to derail your thing here, but I was thinking about this week when I was looking at a bunch of stuff. Sternweiss kind of maybe rough start to the season, but maybe since Bi-State, I'd say it feels like he's really started to find his groove again.
Yeah.
And he's starting to, knock off several good wins. I've noticed.
Marshfield's got a tough schedule too. I mean,
They wrestle a lot of like very quality tournaments.
Other results on the team side of things: Bayport over Slinger in the finals of the Warrior Duels, 46-34. Muskego over McGuanago in a close one for 5th, and then in 3rd place, which I would say is the craziest box score I've seen in a while, was Hartford over Germantown. All pins and all forfeits. Someone in the comments said I went to the 7th criteria. I don't even know what the 7th criteria is. But to go through the first 6...
Go past the first couple.
I mean, that's nuts. Quickest duel ever, I would assume.
Has to be. There's no way it doesn't. With that many falls, I mean, with all those falls and then just forfeits, plus the falls coming in the first period.
There was only 2 pins that were in outside of the first period. That's crazy.
That had to have been the fastest. I mean, that's a 30-minute duel. Literally.
That's insane. They probably took more time trying to figure out who won the damn match than the actual wrestling.
I actually wouldn't be surprised if that is that
the
statement.
The 7th criteria is nuts. That's why we go to 13 weights. But other than that
could be an overreaction.
Yeah. Well, kind of. Yeah. I mean, we talked about it last time.
No, I'm talking about my overreactions this week.
Gotcha. But before we get into kind of the main course here, quick shout out to our favorite farm, Grappling Gardens. Make sure to check them out. Located right in Richfield. They got a bunch of stuff up on their website. Check them out on socials. See where they're at in terms of farmers markets. What do they got in season for produce and all that good stuff. I personally love the honey. Great little pre-workout snack, but they got syrup. They got all sorts of stuff, so make sure to check them out, grapplinggardens.com. But let's just hope here that the tournament does not get canceled due to the frigid temperatures that we're going to have on Friday. We are in for an insane tournament on Friday. Unreal. So that's just last year. I looked back at my graphic. There was 11 number ones. So this is last year. 11 number ones, 7 number 2 ranked wrestlers, 32 wrestlers in the top 5, and 67 ranked. This year, there's 15 number ones. There's 2 less number 2s, but there's 42 ranked in the top 5 and 71 ranked wrestlers. That is absurd. Ernie Millard and company have built a monster of a Friday night tournament. I mean, that's insane. 15 number ones. It doesn't even sound real.
There's more number ones than there are weight classes.
And there's 5 possible 1-versus-1 matchups.
Yeah.
And at 100 and
There's 5 number 1 versus number 1 possible matchups. There's 3 number 1 versus
one
number
versus
2
number
matchups.
2, that's nuts.
And
Insane.
those are separate weight classes. Those don't count at the same weight. Those are separate weight classes that those will happen. So that's 8 different weight classes where you could essentially see a 1 versus 1 or a 1 versus 2 in the finals. Ooh!
I mean, it's absolutely nuts. I mean, if you're not doing anything on Friday night, you should just go sit down in the Homestead gym and just take in an amazing. It's unreal.
Quarterfinals on, dude. Quarterfinals on. Like, I mean, every round essentially, because like the entire tournament is just straight gas. But like quarters, semis, you're gonna have matchups that you wouldn't see in some of the weight classes. Like in the semifinals, you will have matchups that you wouldn't see unless it was the state finals, because this isn't 3 different divisions. This is, this is all in just one tournament. There will be matchups in some quarters, definitely a lot of semis that you would not see at all, or you wouldn't see unless it was the state finals.
Yeah, I mean, it's unreal.
It's so good.
And it's crazy to think. I think they've said it was like their 35th and I mean, they've been doing it for a while. It started as like a dual meet, and it's just blossomed into an absolutely insane Friday night tournament. The fact that they can get it all done in Friday night is also crazy. Also, the fact that some of these teams, like Friday night tournament, Aquinas is making a trek. I mean, some of these teams are coming. Manami's coming down. That's nuts. Some of these teams are coming in from all over.
When I was in Aquinas on Friday, I said, so what about I was like, I guess I'll see you guys next Friday. I was like, how does that work for you? He goes, this actually made me chuckle. I was like, how does that work for, like, what time do you guys get out of school to head down to Homestead? And he goes, I think he said, we leave at 9 a.m. I was like, oh, so like I was like, so you're here for like a class? He goes, yeah, I got study hall first hour. So I was like, you're just off on Friday. He goes, yeah, it's great.
I mean, Rapids, some of these teams, but it's crazy to think that I don't know if you looked at it on a map and you made little pins of all the different locations, kind of shows you how tough Southeastern and this kind of eastern part of the state is. I mean, there's a lot of talent. But I just hope that, the high is like -7. So hopefully everything is fine. If it's too cold to travel out, we'll have all 10 mats on Rokfin. It starts at 4 o'clock. But
we'll have it all live. Every match.
Let's just take so state ranked teams. We've got number 4 Neenah, number 8 Oconomowoc in Division 1. D2 we've got number 7 Kewaskum, number 8 Port Washington, and then number 1 Aquinas. So 5 ranked, but I'm just looking at
what team wins. What team do you think wins this tournament?
What team wins this tournament? Oh boy, I don't know. Dude, that's a tough one.
My initial thought would be a Neenah. But
Oconomowoc getting 2 champs with bonus is definitely a good thing. Besides the 2 champs, they don't have a ton of depth, but they do have, Monorail. I'm definitely butchering this guy's last name, but Andreas Monorail, who just lost to Weber, could easily flip that result. He's very close at the end of that match. So you could have 3 champs. Brody Ernst is tough. So, Oconomowoc's definitely got. But now this is kind of reaching
the Duffy, which makes me not want to pick them.
Yeah.
But like Martin.
Port Washington just outplaced Aquinas.
I know. But it's a smaller tournament, and I'm thinking like the harder tournament, you're going to have less guys be able to help you because they don't make it so far. So then the guys that you have that are really good, kind of to your point with like Oconomowoc, with like a Wolbert and
I'm going Oconomowoc.
So what's that?
I'm going to go with Oconomowoc. I think they're going to get
I'm thinking
2
like
champs,
maybe with
a final
having Sheared in Martin and Flaggy, like some of those really high.
Crazy because like your Sheared could lose in the finals to Max A. your best guy.
Who's going to wrestle Immel potentially in the finals? Ethan Immel.
You got
That's 2 of your hammers.
May not. It is
I mean,
nuts.
those are also tough brackets that they're in. They may not even like real. There's a possibility that I'm thinking 126, assuming they're at 126. Sheard will have, so it's number one Sheard, number one Hay, four Weber and Hamilton. So so Sheard would be my pick to make the finals against Hay. He may not win it, and then 144. You got 144 is a good weight. It's number one Immel, number one Flaggy, number 5 Fick, number 6 Ernst. Number 9, Stefan. Number 10, Ackerman. And number 11, Bruckbar. So, yeah, like those guys both. I mean, Flaggy probably isn't going to be the favorite in that match if he wrestles Immel. Yeah, I don't know. It's
gonna be a loaded
a
one.
little bit of war attrition between hitters.
Let's just go through really quick and pick our champs.
Okay.
Totally off the cusp. 106.
Also, I don't know for sure that these guys are all wrestling these weight classes. That could be a.
Let's just hypothetically. Let's just say this is the field.
Okay.
106.
Ooh! I just got an update.
Oh gosh, what?
Major update.
Can you publicly announce it?
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah. Auberg's going down to 44 for this.
That doesn't really surprise me.
Yeah, but now it's Auberg, Immel, and Flaggy, plus the other guys.
I still pick Immel there, but I think that definitely that Auberg-Fleege match is very interesting just because of the top.
That's a wrinkle.
That is a very interesting wrinkle.
All three of them are good on top, too. That's a good wrinkle.
Damn.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Make your picks off the cusp. I wasn't planned for this, so see how this goes.
106.
Some of these damn kids are going to be like, you didn't pick me. I'm like, you're right. I did it.
I had one guy come up to me. Usually you're the camera guy at these tournaments, but I got hit with the, why'd you have to do me like that? And I was like, dude, I've been clipped. You're clipped. I mean, everyone's been clipped. It doesn't matter who you are. You're getting clipped at some point. Beautiful thing about the sport. You put it online. But anyways, 106. I'm going to go with Weber. He looked good. It was a close match with Andreas, but, I mean, he just beat the guy. I'm going Weber. 106.
Are we just switching off then?
Just let it rip. This is really informal.
Okay. I don't want to pick the same as you because that just doesn't sound as fun. So I wanted to pick Woozencraft, but I'm gonna go with Okan's, and this we may struggle here. Monoril. How do you say it? Monoril.
Yeah,
I was gonna go with Woozencraft, but I'm going with Monoril because he's beaten Weber already this year. I know he's lost to him, but he's also beaten him. So.
I think 113. We're both gonna have the same person. Rug.
I do indeed. Will be picking the Camden Rug at 113 pins.
Rug. Swick. I'm assuming you're going Swick. Dude, he looks freaking lights out.
I'm going Swick.
126. Give me Sheard. Dude, I just think Sheard's been wrestling in a lot of good matches, dude. He's battle tested. It's going to be hard to come back from injury, and you're thrown into the fire. I mean, you're going to have to beat someone good in the semis. Weber and Hamilton are no joke. And then
either way I pick,
who's just dynamic.
I fully get your logic, and I know that either way I pick, I'm going to hear it from one of the sides or the other, which I'm totally okay with. I fully support your logic with Sheard because he has been scrapping and he has competed a bit more this season, obviously. Hey, recovering back from injury. I don't know what kind of lungs he's going to have for that match.
Sheard's going to bring it.
Sheard's going to bring it. The one thing with Sheard is I actually don't really know if he's cutting a bunch or not. I know he usually does cut weight. And he was out. He didn't wrestle at something, I thought. Maybe I'm mistaken. But anywho, he has been scrapping a lot. He has obviously done really well this year, no matter the tournament. But with all that being said, we've been on the Max Hay train. I've been a Max Hay fan since his freshman year, and
You're going Hay.
One more time. Let me go ahead and ride with Max Hay on this one more time.
Max Hay. 132. Give me Collins.
Can Sheard push the pace enough on Hay to tire him out if that is a potential concern? That I'm not sure of. I know Sheard can wrestle a full match, and I know he can wrestle top, bottom, neutral. But I've never felt like as a person who watched him wrestle that he's a guy that just can hammer down on a pace. Yeah. So I don't know that he will have enough pace per se to like really make Max Hay feel it. You know what I'm saying? And Max Hay has competed several times this year. Recently, he just has not done the big tournaments. So maybe his conditioning isn't as bad. So I'll go with Hay. Can Max get out on bottom? Can Sheard ride him? Maybe the difference maker.
132. I'm going Collins. I think it's made Collins Ari final. I think Collins is just a little bit too dynamic. It's gonna be able to create some angles, but I got Collins in a close one.
I too will go with Brady Collins in this match.
138. It's a really good field. I'll let you go first.
138. Okay, now he lets me
Snyder,
go first.
Christopher, Bogard, Paulson.
Now he lets me go first. I see. I'm going to Will Christopher. Okay. I think he doesn't have, well, as I say that, I know he can kind of toss some people. I wouldn't say he's like overly dynamic when it comes to point scoring, but he just kind of workman likes his matches. And the thing that really sets apart for me, I'm pretty sure I'm almost positive he wrestled Christopher at Fond du Lac, and I'm almost positive he beat him. If they did wrestle, he did beat him. Yes, Christopher. Okay, so Christopher's beaten him twice this year.
Beat who?
Schneider. And I think Christopher, I've watched him wrestle a few times now. He is such sound positionally. I've seen it on the water and I've seen it at Fond du Lac. He is so sound positionally, especially on his feet. He's very hard to score on. And I've talked about it before. I think Schneider's offense comes from that elbow. And if you're not giving up your elbow, you're kind of all right. Like he goes fireman's, and if it doesn't work, then he goes to the high crotch. And I don't think that's been an issue in the past for Christopher. So my pick is Christopher in this one.
Okay. I'll pull the opposite. I like the way Schneider's been wrestling. If he can get to that position that he's good in, he's going to ride the high of being number one. I got Schneider. 144.
What about wild card Landon Bogard just tossing some folks?
I've also
just winning the thing by fall.
Also had that slip through the brain, but I got Schneider. 144. Give me Immel.
Ooh, 144.
Confident in that.
Immel. Didn't they wrestle at Big Cheese, Immel and Auberg one year? Or no, Immel wrestled Tomsvik, and Immel did not wrestle this last one from injury.
He was supposed to wrestle Newbert.
Yes, that was he was out for injury for that one. Okay. This is a match that we haven't seen, to my recollection. 144. Immel, Flaggy, Auberg are probably the front runners.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'll go with Immel, but I'm not sold on this one. I'm not sold on this one. I think Auberg can win this bracket.
I mean, it's a very real possibility.
And if Flaggy wrestles the way he's wrestled a few times, we're like, he can win this bracket. I don't think any three of those guys are overly dynamic on their feet. I actually think it's probably a toss-up between Immel and Flaggy for best offense on their feet. All three of them are good on the mat. So very interesting.
It is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Wolbert, next topic.
Yeah.
57.
This
I got
mine. This is the one we've been waiting for.
I wrote my guy down.
Oh, Max Gonzalez is wrestling.
Give me Gonzalez.
And Bryson Scholes is wrestling. I don't care who else. This is actually a really deep weight class.
Really deep. Sorry to everybody else, but
Landon Shepard, Malachar, Nye, and more. This is a very deep weight class, but there are two people in this.
There's 9 ranked, which is the most of any weight.
Yeah. And the top guys are like heavy hitters. 3 of them, 3 of them are big cheesers. North, Scholes, Gonzalez, and it's the deepest weight class. Yeah, this weight is nuts. Tristan North, you're very good, but I think this comes down to two guys that are basically right on the cusp of a national ranking. I feel like Gonzalez, Scholes.
If Gonzalez had been wrestling, he'd be nationally ranked.
I would agree with that. Mm-hmm.
Okay, who you got?
I don't know. I'm just so excited.
I'm going with Gonzalez.
I'll go Scholes.
Okay.
It'd be fun to be. I don't want to have the same picks as you. And Scholes has been wrestling. If there's any question, so Gonzalez wrestles wide open, which is part of why we love him, other than the fact he's awesome. But he wrestles wide open with a very high pace. And I know he's had a pitch count this year. If he's not in, and I just don't know. I generally just don't know. If he's not in the shape that you would see him at when he is wrestling all the time, if he's not in that shape, he is going to be fatigued at some point wrestling Scholes, because Scholes will wrestle wide open for however long it takes.
I saw Gonzalez rolling around.
Go ahead.
I saw Gonzalez rolling around a couple of weeks ago, and I think it's one of those things where it's like they're being very smart with the whole pitch count thing, but like he's ready, and it's
but he's good to go though.
Yeah, and I kind of got that gist from Holly. It's like, hey, we're gonna keep him, we're gonna give him a little bit here and there, but like if he's ready to go.
You know, they both want this match too. Like they both straight up want this match.
It's gonna be so fun.
Oh, I can't wait. And they I do think Gonzalez probably has slightly better leg attacks because he mixes it well with his drags. Scholes does really great with the pressure.
But I think the pressure is going to be the biggest thing that can dictate the match, because if Scholes can pressure and get Gonzalez backing, it's going to be really hard to get to his tacks. And is that going to wear him out if he has not been wrestling at the high level of school? Like, that's where I think it's like, whoa.
And here's the other thing. Like,
also, you got to think that Gonzalez is up a little bit of weight.
Ride. He can ride. If he commits, I don't know if he'll commit to a ride, but he legitimately can ride.
Yeah. So that's going to be a fun one. Let's keep moving here. Here's another fun one. Declan Cook, torn Buchanan. Buchanan's down from 175. He's now the new number 2. Give me Cook and a rematch of the fall duels.
I will also pick Cook.
Wow, the guy that made fun of me for saying he was a lock.
I didn't make fun of you. I just straight up told you, homie, you can't call somebody a lock when the most recent match they wrestled, he lost to that guy. Clearly, he's beatable by that guy.
175, one ranked wrestler.
It's all playing out exactly how we said it. Now, I do think Cook is the favorite, which I said before, but he ain't a lock. He can't be a lock. Now, if he does something different in this match on Friday night against the number 2 guy, Mr. Buchanan, then maybe you change your tune on it a little bit. But of most recent data points, you cannot call it a lock for the state.
175. We both going Anderson. He's the only
ranked. I think he's the only ranked guy at 175.
190, give me Daly. Daly's been looking tough.
Sawyer Daly.
Leg attacks, top riding, kind of all around.
I think he would win a state title at a lot of different weight classes. And unfortunately, the weight class that he's at, Eli Leonard is at. So I don't think he'll be beating Eli Leonard for a state title this year. But I do believe he is one of the better wrestlers in the state.
Yeah. 215, in my eyes, is kind of a next topic weight. I got Garrett.
I do have Garrett as well over the field, which there are 7 ranked guys in this weight class. So it is a solid weight class, but I do think nobody else from the D2 215, like those top 5 guys, are in it. Well, Preston Krieger's your wild card, I guess. Preston Krieger is in it. He's your wild card. I know Garrett had took it to him before, but you can never count Preston Krieger out of a match. That's for certain.
285, we got number 1, Grolke. Number 1, Martin. I'm going Martin here. Grolke just handed Empey his first loss of the season, who's D2, number 2. Empey's fresh off of a dominant run at the Cheesehead where Empey beat Grolke. They flipped the result. But I'm going Martin here. Martin is just kind of on a different level.
Martin's on a different level. Agreed.
Kind of on that Garrett level of it's a good field, but it's just.
I think he's higher.
Ranked. Yeah.
I think he's a little higher separated even. I think Tyson's like cream of the crop.
Yeah. If we had tiers,
if he wrestled at Fargo, I think he's gonna make some noise.
Oh yeah. I mean, he made noise last year. But the gauntlet of Wisconsin and the blood round for heavyweights is kind of sad, but kind of cool. But Highlander Invitational, like we said, goes down Friday. It's and just I mean, that's insane to look at this graphic. 15 number ones, 71 ranked wrestlers. Millard and Co. at Homestead have outdone themselves, so super excited to be there Friday night. Starts at 4. They're usually done a little after 10. It's going to be a great night of wrestling. We're super excited. Let's just hope that doesn't get any colder.
Have faith. Have faith. Negative 30. If Homestead doesn't cancel school, we're good.
Yeah.
I'm so pumped up.
Final thoughts. If you guys have not voted yet, go vote for Wrestler of the Week. That is up on our Rokfin with the bios of all the nominees. And then go vote on Instagram and Facebook. We'll announce that later today. So if you haven't done that, do that. We've got a bunch of...
I was thinking about this, but Aquinas is really, we talked about it a lot today, but with the past week, they've kind of really started to make themselves look like a heavier favorite now in terms of the team state title. And I know they've been ranked number 1 and number 2 the past several years, and I don't want to say they choke, but they've come up short.
It's their year.
Right. They're looking great. They've beaten 2, 5, 7, all in the past week.
Yeah.
They've also obviously had some other solid wins earlier this year. So, yeah, watch out for them. They might be catching steam at the right time.
But go check out all of our stuff on Rokfin. We got a bunch of stuff already up this week. We got some college stuff. We got a lot of stuff coming up. We got some videos, stuff like that. So make sure to check it out. But we will be live Friday at 4 p.m. from Highlander. If you can't make it in person, which I highly recommend you do, check it out on Rokfin. But thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.